In this video, I'm going to show you how to start to build your AR application using Unity. So before you do anything, before you build anything, you have to make sure you have the Android or iOS phone, and you also need to do some setup before you can build the AR applications in Unity. So let's take a look at that. For the Android build, if you're using Android phone and you want to experience the AR, and you need to make sure your AR or your Android phone SDK should at least 7.0. So it's the minimum SDK version if you wanted to experience the AR's applications on your phone. And also for your Unity, you also need to install some external or extra packages on your Unity. So basically, you need to install the AR Foundation and also the AR Core if you're using Android. So after you have this, you can build and can export the APK and install the applications on your Android phone. And for iOS, all right, so iOS is the same, but you need to make sure the iOS versions, the minimum version is iOS 11. So make sure your iOS device and also the iOS operation system is at least 11s or higher. And you still need AR Foundation for Unity, but if you're using iOS, you can also using AR Kit. And of course, if you want to build for iOS, you need to have the valid Apple developer account and also Xcode on your Mac. So after that, you also can export the IPA, and through Xcode, you can install the AR applications to your iOS phone. All right, so let's take a look at the Unity. All right, so I have Unity here, and I just start anything, everything from scratch. So I don't have the latest version. So the first thing is you need to using the Unity Hub and go to install it, and you can add any of the versions. And I'm using the latest official releases. Here is 2019.3.13F1. This is the latest versions, and I just installed this version. And you need to make sure, because I'm going to build the applications for the phone, so you have to make sure you have select the Android build support and iOS build support, and that's the basic. And if you're using 2019 for the Android build, you also can install the Android SDK NTK provided by Unity. And this will save you some enough times to figure out how to link the SDK from Google and Unity. So if you want to everything's on the same packages, you can check both checkbox here under the Android build. So I just click next, I agree, and done. So you will see the Unity Hub will install the latest versions of Unity, and after that we can start our AR applications development. Okay, so I already installed the latest version of Unity, and make sure I have the Android build and iOS build component with this package, and I can start a new project. And I just want to create a new, and you can make sure, okay, you can select a particular version of Unity. I just using the latest one, so it's up to you. So I just select this one, and make sure it's a 3D project, and I can give you a out demo. So this is just the project name, and I already have this, so it's demo 2 for example, maybe demo 1. Okay, so here's the project name, and the location is just a local path or folder to hold this project, and I just click the create button. And then I will have the new project to start the AR application development. All right, so here is the new project, and the first thing is to double check the packages you have installed for the AR development, and also if you want to build for iOS or Android, you also need to check the build settings. So the first thing is I go to the Windows, and in here you will find the package manager, and I just click the package manager, and here is the panels you wanted to install the necessary packages for AR development. So I scroll down. You can search using the keyword search field here, or I just scroll down, and I wanted to find several things related to AR development. So the first thing is the AR foundation. All right, so I select this, and you need to install this AR foundation. And I also need to install the AR core and also AR kit. All right, so this is the basics components or packages if you want to build the AR application using Unity. So I just select the AR foundation here and click install. And then you will see the Unity also install the AR subsystems. All right, so you just need to install AR Foundation, and Unity will also install the AR subsystems with the AR Foundation. So if you want to using AR Core or CAD, you also need to install AR Core, and I install AR Core. Okay, and I also install AR Kit. Alright, so now I already installed the necessary packages for AR development. So you double check AR Foundation, the AR subsystems, the AR core, and also the AR kit. And then I can go back to the project. Alright, and if you right click here, you will see there are new categories. It's called XR, and you will find all the necessary objects you will need to insert into your scene for AR application. But before that, I wanted to switch my projects to Android or iOS. So I go to the Files, Build Settings, and here I need to switch. For example, I wanted to build for Android, so I just select the Android, and I need to click the Switch Platform. Alright, and then I can connect my Android phone to the computer using USB. All right, so after I connected my Android phone through the USB to the computer, and you can refresh, and you should see your Android phone here. So this is will double check if you want to build the Android applications and also want to deploy the applications to the Android phone. So you can double check whether your connected Android phone appear under this run device put that menu. So that's it. All right. So and then I need to set up the Android settings, and also need to build something so I can test whether I can build the basic, very basics AR application experience on my Android phone. All right, so the first thing is set up your applications through the player settings. So I click the player settings, and it will open this project settings, and is a player settings dialog box. So there are several things you need to set up here. It's all about your applications information, for example, application name or application versions, and also which API is your target. So you need to set several things here. So I just scroll to the top of this player, and on top here you need to provide your company name. So I just provide my company, and also the product name. The product name is actually your application names, which will appear on your Android phone's screen. So I just using AR demo, maybe 01. This is and the versions you can select. You can using any number for that. And then you need to scroll down to the other settings, and you open this, and there's several things you need to take care. The first thing is when you build, you will have some problem about the graphics API. I will talk about this later when I actually build applications, but basically you need to select the multi-threaded rendering. It's not supported by my phone, so I just uncheck this checkbox, and I scroll down, and you need to provide the identifications to identify your APK file. So this is very important. You need to make sure this is the unique ID. So most people will use the reverse domains naming system. So I using my company websites and reverse the order, and it's AR demos 01, for example. And the minimum API level is important because not all the Android versions support AR. So you need to make sure the minimum API level is at least 7.0. All right, so this is the minimum. And of course, I can using my phone 9.0. So okay, so this is the minimum. All right, don't using any of the Android versions lower than 7.0. And I can scroll down. So can I see any setting here? I think it's fine now. Okay, so I can test something, okay, on my project. So the first thing is to try to set up the environment so I can using my phone camera and to see whether I can place some 3D objects on the real world. Okay, so this is the basic. So the first thing, I go back to my project. So I close the build settings first, and I need to do something. The first thing, you need to install several objects through the XR category. So the first thing is the AR section origin. All right, this is important. And also the AR section. All right, so this is the two important things you need to install or insert into your scene. And the most important thing is the camera. Okay, so after you insert the AR section origin through this, and you will see under this objects you can find an AR camera. So this is the cameras, actually is your phone camera. So if you're using AR, you don't need any camera other than this. So the first thing is to remove any camera on your scene. Okay, we will using this AR camera as our main camera. So I just go to select the main camera, which is come with the sample scene. So I just delete it. and I go back to the select the AR camera and go to the inspector, and I tap this my main camera. Okay, so you just need to make sure every time you want to build the AR application, you want to use the phone camera, and this is the phone camera, and you need to set this as the main camera tag, okay, in the inspector. And the AR section, I think is fine, okay, and then I can insert any 3D objects, and this is the original. Okay, remember, here's the AR origin or AR section origin is actually when you start your AR application. The same point of your player or user is the origin. All right, so if you want to play any 3D object here, you will see the objects on the same spot. So let's try to create a very simple cube. So I just insert a 3D objects and cube. Okay, so here's the cube. And if using AR, that is something you need to take care. It's about the size of any of the 3D objects. And if you have some knowledge about the unit of the Unity will basically using the meter as the value. So if your cube is using the size using X, Y, and Z is 1, that means if you start your AR application on your phone, you will see a cube have the size of 1 meter. Okay, maybe this is too big for your AR application. So most of the time, maybe you want to resize your objects before you build your application. So if I want to see the cube, maybe just on my desktop, maybe on my table, maybe 1 meter is too big, so I just want to using a small value. So I just resize my cube to 0.1. That is about 10 centimeter. So it's up to you. All right, if you want to build a very big objects, it's up to you. But remember, every time you insert any 3D objects on your AR scene, the unit here is referred to be meter. All right, so you need to take care about this unit. And everything is fine. I have a cube, I have an AR section, originals, AR section, and test build your applications through the Unity. So I go back to the build settings and double check the Android is the target platform. And I also set the basics player settings. And I need to add this scene, so I save this scene again, okay, and add this open scene. Make sure this scene is already included in the build. And I can select build M1, and I can select maybe this is the folder. Yes, I think it's fine. Okay, so everything here, and most of the time I will create a build folders, and I want to save my AR demo 01 APK file. So this is my build setting, and let's take a look at that. Okay, maybe you have some error here, maybe. All right, so this is sometimes when you build you will get some error here. So most of the time you just need to double check if you have any error at the bottom, and you just click here and Unity will provide some basic information about how to solve these errors. Okay, so here is errors talking about the graphics API. So this is not supported by AR Core, especially if using Android, if you're using a Vulkan's graphics API, and I need to double check. I select the player setting here and go to the other settings, and you will find here it's the graphics APIs here. So you can select auto if you want it, or just remove the non-supported API here. So I just select the Vulkan and just click the minus buttons to remove this API. And I just want to go and build again. Okay, so I just save again, and it will check my Android phone. And I just want to unlock my phone so I can install it on my computer. Alright, so you can see the build is successful, and I will go to my Android phone, and you will see your Android applications will be automatically start. And of course, the Android phone will ask you the permission for using your camera, and then using your device, you can maybe you can see the cube, or maybe you can see any of the Android applications already running using your Android phone. So this is the basic idea about build very simple testing. Before you build the actual application, you have to test whether you can successfully build your AR application, and also you can test run your applications on your phone. So in the later video, I will show you how to do the interactions and how to place some of the virtual objects on your table or on your floor. Okay, see you in the next video.